All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am V. Ravi Kumar and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lay foundation stone of Ganga Expressway in Shah, Jahapur, Uttar Pradesh today. Government to set up 35 multimodal logistic parks in the country at a cost of 50,000 crore rupees. Third India-Central Asia dialogue to begin today in New Delhi. Government advises people to avoid non-essential travel and mass gatherings as Omicron cases rise to 101 in the country. WHO approves emergency use listing for Serum Institute of India's manufactured Covovax. Schools in Delhi to reopen for Class 6 onwards from today. Captain Narendra announces alliance with BJP to contest Punjab Assembly polls. India beat Pakistan 3-1 in the Men's Hockey Asian Championships Trophy 2021 in Dhaka, and Indian shuttlers Kidambi Srikanth and Lakshya Sen storm into semi-finals of men's singles at World Badminton Championships in Spain. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause for concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone of Ganga Expressway in Shah Jahapur, Uttar Pradesh around 12 noon today. Mr. Modi will also address a rally at Railway Ground Rosa on the occasion. The inspiration behind the expressway is the vision of the Prime Minister to provide fast-paced connectivity across the country. Uttar Pradesh government is working on this ambitious project in a swift manner. 94% of the land required for the expressway has been acquired by the state government, and despite COVID pandemic, 90% of the land purchase completed in a record 4-month period. More from our correspondent.
The 594-kilometer-long 6-lane expressway will be built at a cost of over 36,200 crores. Starting near the Bijoli village in Meerut, the expressway will extend till near the Jahapur Dandu village in Prayagraj. It will pass through Meerut, Hapur, Bulandshahr, Amroha, Sambhal, Badaयूं, Shahjahanpur, Hardoi, Unnao, Raebareli, Pratapgarh and Prayagraj districts. Upon completion of work, it will become the longest expressway of Uttar Pradesh, connecting the western and eastern regions of the state. A 3.5-kilometer-long airstrip for assisting emergency takeoff and landing of Air Force planes will also be constructed on the expressway in Shahjahanpur. An industrial corridor is also proposed to be built along the expressway. The expressway will also give a fillip to multiple sectors including industrial development, trade, agriculture and tourism. It will provide a big boost to the socio-economic development of the region. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Shahjahanpur.
The third India-Central Asia dialogue will begin today in New Delhi. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will host the 3-day dialogue. Foreign Minister of Kyrgyz Republic, Ruslan Kazakbayev, and Tajikistan Foreign Minister Sirajuddin Muhriddin arrived in New Delhi yesterday. Tajikistan Foreign Minister will hold a bilateral meeting with Dr. Jaishankar today and take part in the India-Central Asia dialogue tomorrow. Uzbekistan Foreign Minister Abdulaziz Kamilov, Turkmenistan Foreign Minister Rashid Meredov, and Kazakhstan Foreign Minister Mukhtartlev Ubarda will arrive today for the India-Central Asia dialogue. The ministers are expected to discuss further strengthening of relations between India and Central Asian countries with particular focus on trade, connectivity, and development cooperation. They will also exchange views on regional and international issues of mutual interest. The ministers are also likely to call on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The second meeting was organized by India in October last year via video conferencing. There has been an ongoing engagement between India and the 5 Central Asian countries over the last few years. India considers Central Asia as part of its extended neighborhood. Dr. Jaishankar visited Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz Republic, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan this year, and he also met Foreign Minister of Turkmenistan in October this year. The meeting of the annual meetings of the India Central Asia Dialogue is a symbolic of the interest on part of all member countries for greater engagement between them in a spirit of friendship, trust and mutual understanding.
Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh will address the 94th Annual Convention of FICCI in New Delhi today. He will share his views on growing potential in defence sector and the opportunities present for the Indian industry. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari has said that the government plans to set up 35 multi-modal logistics parks in the country at a total cost of 50,000 crore rupees. Addressing the National Conference on Investment Opportunities in Highways, Transport and Logistics in Mumbai, Mr. Gadkari said these parks have been conceptualized to enable seamless intermodal freight movement and offer multiple functionalities such as freight aggregation and distribution, storage and warehousing solutions, and value-added services such as custom clearances and IT services. He added, all these multimodal logistics parks will be developed as part of the design, build, finance, operate and transfer model. Mr. Gadkari said that his ministry would execute infrastructure projects worth 7 lakh crore rupees in the next 2 to 3 years.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people of the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. on 26th of this month. This will be the 84th episode of the monthly radio program. In a tweet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he is receiving several inputs for this month's Mann Ki Baat on the 26th, which will be the last one of 2021. He said the inputs cover so many different areas and celebrate the life journeys of several people working to bring grassroots level changes. The Ministry of Finance has said that advance tax collections for the first 3 quarters of financial year 2021-22 stand at over 4,59,000 crore rupees till the 16th of December. It said the advance tax figures of over 4,59,000 crore rupees comprise corporation tax to the tune of around 3,49,000 crore rupees and personal income tax of over 1,10,000 crore rupees. The ministry said this amount is expected to increase as further information is awaited from banks. Besides, the refunds amounting to over 1,35,000 crore rupees have also been issued so far during the current financial year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosted a round-table interaction with representatives of venture capital and private equity funds at Lok Kalyan Marg in New Delhi yesterday. During the interaction, the Prime Minister sought suggestions towards improving ease of doing business in India, attracting more capital and furthering the reform process in the country. He appreciated the practical suggestions received from the representatives and said the government is committed towards working to resolve the issues and challenges highlighted.
Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh launched Rashtriya Ekta Geet composed by National Cadet Corps NCC cadets in 22 languages during the grand finale of Vijay Shrankla or Sanskritiyon Ka Mahasangam campaign yesterday. Rashtriya Ekta Geet is based on the theme of national integration. Highlighting the glorious history of NCC, Rajnath Singh said NCC has produced a number of stalwarts who have brought glory and laurels to the nation. He said leaders like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and many others are NCC alumni who have contributed towards nation building. He said NCC develops the virtues of unity, discipline, patience and brotherhood in its cadets, and these virtues remain forever with them. The mega event was conducted in New Delhi by NCC as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to commemorate 75 years of India's independence. The campaign culminated yesterday with Sanskritiyon Ka Mahasangam, wherein selected NCC cadets from across the country congregated in Delhi and showcased their shared cultural heritage. The government has informed that so far 101 Omicron cases have been detected in 11 states in the country. Briefing media in New Delhi yesterday, Joint Secretary in the Health Ministry Love Agarwal said that Maharashtra has reported the maximum 32 cases of Omicron.
अगर हम देश के कोविड ओमिक्रॉन केसेस की परिस्थिति को देखें तो हम पाते हैं कि 11 स्टेट में टोटल 101 ओमिक्रॉन केसेस अब तक डिटेक्ट हुए हैं। इस संख्या में ऑन ए डेली बेसिस देश में ट्रैक किया जाता है। महाराष्ट्र में 32 केस, दिल्ली में 22 केस, राजस्थान, कर्नाटक, तेलंगाना ऐसे करते हुए करीब 11 स्टेट्स में 101 केस अब तक नोट किए जा चुके हैं।
Mr. Agarwal further informed that Omicron variant has so far been reported in 91 countries in the world, and World Health Organization WHO has said that Omicron is spreading faster than the Delta variant in South Africa, where Delta circulation was low. He said the number of daily Omicron cases around the world are increasing rapidly, particularly in the UK, Denmark, Norway and South Africa. Mr. Agarwal added that in India, less than 10,000 cases of COVID-19 is being reported daily in the country, but it is important that people should not let their guard down in the fight against the pandemic. Mr. Agarwal appealed to the people to receive the COVID vaccine and strictly follow the COVID-appropriate behavior. On the status of COVID vaccination in the country, Mr. Agarwal informed that India is administering COVID-19 vaccine doses at the highest rate in the world. He said the average daily doses administered in the country is 74.31 lakh doses, which is 4.8 times more than in the United States of America and 12.5 times more than in the United Kingdom. During the media briefing, Director General of Indian Council of Medical Research, Dr. Balram Bhargav said Omicron variant is spreading very fast in Europe and most parts of the world. In view of it, Dr. Bhargav emphasized this is the time to avoid non-essential travel, mass gatherings, and it is very important to observe low-intensity festivities.
Time to avoid non-essential travel, number one. Time to avoid mass gatherings, second. And number three, time to observe low-intensity festivities, and ushering in the new year is to be very low intensity. That is very important. So these are the three important points that I want to say. The next bullet point that I want to clearly say is that those districts which are more than 5% test positivity rate need to ensure restrictive measures.
India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 136 crore 58 lakh mark. Out of the total vaccination, more than 82 crore 41 lakh vaccine doses have been administered as the first dose, while over 54 crore 17 lakh doses have been administered as the second dose. Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry said more than 55 lakh 98,000 vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. yesterday. As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the centre is supporting the states and union territories by providing them COVID vaccines free of cost.
कोविड टीके के दोनों खुराक पाने वालों की संख्या में उत्तर प्रदेश सबसे अव्वल। यहाँ 4 करोड़ 13 लाख से अधिक लोगों को टीके की दोनों डोज देकर कोविड का सुरक्षा कवर प्रदान किया गया है।
उत्तर प्रदेश में कोविड से बचाव के लिए ट्रेसिंग, टेस्टिंग, ट्रीटमेंट और टीकाकरण की नीति से ये महामारी पूरी तरह नियंत्रित है।
चिकित्सा सुविधाओं में भी उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार ने नए आयाम दिए हैं। प्रदेश में कुल 97 मेडिकल कॉलेज हो गए हैं। नए मेडिकल कॉलेजेस होने से अब प्रदेश में मेडिकल की 40,000 सीट, MBBS की 35,088 और पीजी की 804 सीट्स बढ़ी हैं और इससे 65,000 से अधिक रोजगार के अवसर प्रदान होंगे।
सोच ईमानदार, काम दमदार, उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार द्वारा जनहित में प्रसारित।
The World Health Organization WHO has issued emergency use listing for Serum Institute of India SII manufactured Covovax. The move will help expand the basket of WHO validated vaccines against the SARS-CoV-2 virus. In a statement, WHO said the decision will give a much-needed boost to the ongoing efforts to vaccinate more people in lower-income countries. SII is producing Covovax under license from Novavax and is part of the COVAX facility portfolio. In our bilingual live phone-in program, Corona Jagarukta series, Dr. Ved Chaturvedi of Gangaram Hospital, New Delhi will be with us tonight to answer the queries related to coronavirus. Listeners can ask questions to the expert from 9:30 p.m. on toll-free number 1800-115-767 and on telephone number 011-2331-4444. You can also post your queries on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts by using the hashtag AskAIR. This live program can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.gov.in and the YouTube channel News on AIR Official.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lay foundation stone of Ganga Expressway in Shah, Jahapur, Uttar Pradesh today. Government to set up 35 multi-modal logistics parks in the country at a cost of 50,000 crore rupees. Third India Central Asia Dialogue to begin today in New Delhi. Government advises people to avoid non-essential travel and mass gatherings as Omicron cases rise to 101 in the country. WHO approves emergency use listing for Serum Institute of India's manufactured Covovax. Schools in Delhi to reopen for Class 6 onwards from today. Captain Narendra announces alliance with BJP to contest Punjab Assembly polls. India beat Pakistan 3-1 in Men's Hockey Asian Champions Trophy 2021 in Dhaka. And Indian shuttlers Kidambi Srikanth and Lakshya Sen storm into the semi-finals of men's singles at World Badminton Championships in Spain. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
After remaining shut for nearly a month because of air pollution, the physical classes in Delhi schools will resume from Class 6 and above from today. Delhi government said all government, government-aided, unaided, recognized NDMC, MCD and Delhi Cantonment Board schools will reopen from today for classes 6 onwards. However, classes will be held in a hybrid mode, both physical and online. The move comes after the Commission for Air Quality Management in the National Capital Region and adjoining areas, CAQM, allowed the resumption of physical classes in schools in Delhi for classes 6 onwards from today. The Commission has also directed the Delhi government to take the decision for resumption of physical classes for students up to Standard 5 from the 27th of December, duly considering the Air Quality Index and the winter vacation schedule. The Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining areas, CAQM, has directed that restrictions on many construction and demolition activities will continue in the National Capital Region till further orders in view of the air pollution. The decision was taken keeping in view the current air quality in Delhi NCR, as there is need to exercise control on various sectors that significantly contribute to air pollution. It said the exemptions will continue to the projects related to hospitals, nursing homes, healthcare facilities, projects of national importance and linear public projects and public utility projects.
Punjab Lok Congress PLC Chief Captain Amrinder Singh has announced his party's alliance with the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP for the 2022 assembly polls in the state. Captain Amrinder announced the decision after meeting Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, who is also the in charge of Punjab BJP. Former Punjab Chief Minister met Mr. Shekhawat in New Delhi yesterday to chalk out future course of action ahead of the assembly elections. After meeting Shekhawat, Captain Amrinder said, "Our alliance is confirmed. Only seat-sharing talks are going on and winnability is the sole criteria for deciding seats," said Amrinder Singh.
हम बिल्कुल तैयारी में हैं, 100% हम जीतेंगे, इसमें कोई डाउट ही नहीं है। क्वेश्चन है, जैसे इन्होंने कहा, हमने सीट टू सीट बेसिस देखेंगे। विनेबिलिटी हमारा क्राइटेरिया है और जो विनेबिलिटी है, जहां बीजेपी के कैंडिडेट होंगे, पूरी तगड़े तरीके से हमारी पार्टी सपोर्ट करेगी और वही वाइस वर्सा वो हमारे लोगों को सपोर्ट करेंगे।
Mr. Shekhawat also said the Punjab Lok Congress and BJP will contest assembly elections together.
पहले ही इस बात का संकेत दे चुके हैं कि हम साथ मिलकर के चुनाव लड़ेंगे और आज इस हमारी साथ हुई वार्ता के बाद में मैं कह सकता हूं कि तय है कि हम साथ मिलकर के चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। बाकी सारे विषयों पर, सीट शेयरिंग और इन विषयों पर एप्रोप्रिएट टाइम पर हम आप सबको सूचित करेंगे।
The election in Punjab is expected to be held in February-March next year, along with the Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Manipur and Goa. And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
December 18 is the death anniversary of Garimel Satyanarayan. Garimel Satyanarayan was a poet and freedom fighter born in Srikakulam, Andhra Pradesh. He influenced and mobilized the Andhra people against the British with his patriotic songs. When Mahatma Gandhi gave a call to participate in the civil disobedience movement, Garimel left his studies. During this time, he wrote his famous song Makudi Teladora Tannamu. for which he was jailed in 1922 for 1 year.
గాంధీ టోపీ పెట్టి పాఠశాలలోకి రావొద్దంటాడు రాట్నం బడిలో పెట్టవద్దంటాడు టోపీ తీసి వీపులు బాదుతాడు అయ్యో రాజా ద్రోహమంతా రాట్నంలో ఉందంట మాకొచ్చి దొరతనము.
After his release from jail, he continued his participation in the movement by singing songs in villages. For this, he was sentenced to 2.5 years of rigorous imprisonment. He lost his family members when he was in jail and died on December 18, 1952, after spending several years in extreme poverty. We pay tribute to the great soul.
Today we also remember V. Venkata Reddyar, one of the leaders who spearheaded the freedom struggle movement against the French in Pondicherry. He was born in a wealthy agricultural family in Pondicherry. In 1946, he became the mayor of Nettapakkam. Venkata demanded that the French leave the territory and allow it to merge with the Indian Union. 12 leaders, including Reddyar, formed a parallel government against the French government in 1954. And on the 13th of October 1954, Pondicherry merged with the Indian Union.
ஆனந்த சுதந்திரம் அடைந்திருத்தோம் ஆடுவோமே பள்ளி பாடுவோமே ஆனந்த சுதந்திரம்.
Venkata Reddyar became the Public Works Minister of Pondicherry and subsequently served twice as Chief Minister.
पंजाब कराची सिफ्त तेरी शाना दे सब सामान तेरे जल पौन तेरा हरियाल तेरी दरिया पर्वत मैदान तेरे.
We also pay tribute to the Punjabi poet Dhani Ram Chatrik, who died on 18th of December 1954. Dhani Ram expressed nationalism in his poetry during and after the Indian freedom movement. He is considered one of the pioneers of modern Punjabi poetry.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by the Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
The News Services Division brings you glimpses of the year 2021 in its special year-ender series, The Year That Was. Today we bring you a report on how the government has strengthened defence preparedness under the dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The centre has taken various initiatives and reforms in the recent past that have created trust, transparency and technology-driven approach in the defence sector like never before. Speaking at an event earlier this month, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh pointed out that the present government understands the importance of self-reliance in defence and has been making constant efforts to achieve Atmanirbharta in this sector. He said a sovereign nation can take decisions related to defence only if it is self-reliant.
आजादी या फ्रीडम कोई मंजिल या मुकाम नहीं है, बल्कि यह एक मार्ग है. जाहिर है हमारी फ्रीडम भी इसका अपवाद नहीं है. और अगर गौर से सोचें तो एक संप्रभुता संपन्न राष्ट्र के लिए सही मायनों में आजादी का अर्थ होगा कि वह सामाजिक, आर्थिक और रक्षा संबंधी कोई भी निर्णय लेने की पूरी क्षमता रखता हो. आजादी को मूर्त रूप देने की क्षमता को हम आत्मनिर्भरता भी कह सकते हैं.
Our correspondent reports that the Narendra Modi government has not shied away from taking bold decisions in the interest of the nation.
Modernization, upgradation and sustenance of military equipment and weapons is taken up from time to time to equip the armed forces with modern weapon systems. A number of policy reforms have been undertaken aimed at promoting self-reliance in defense manufacturing. Many significant projects including artillery gun system Dhanush, light combat aircraft Tejas, Akash surface-to-air missile system have been produced in the country under Make in India initiative. India and Russia recently signed an agreement for the indigenous production of over 6 lakh AK-203 assault rifles at Korwa in Uttar Pradesh. Other reforms include setting up of defense industrial corridors in Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, increasing the FDI limit to 74% through automatic route and 100% through government route under certain circumstances. Private sector has contributed to about 90% of the country's defense exports. The day is not far when India will achieve its target of complete self-reliance in the defense sector. Suparna Sekhya, IIR News, Delhi.
In hockey, India registered a big 3-1 win over arch rivals Pakistan in a high-intensity round-robin clash of Men's Asian Champions Trophy in Dhaka. The top 4 teams at the round-robin stage will now progress to the semi-final matches, which will take place on the 21st of this month.
In badminton, Indian shuttlers Kidambi Srikanth and Lakshya Sen yesterday advanced into the semi-finals of the men's singles event of BWF World Championships at Huelva in Spain. With Lakshya joining Srikanth in the last 4, India have assured themselves at least 2 medals in the tournament. Srikanth beat Netherlands' Mark Kaliao, while Lakshya Sen defeated Zhao Junpeng of China in the quarter-final matches. Now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. The National Capital Region of Delhi will have shallow fog. The temperature will vary between 6 and 20 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 17 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 29 degrees. Chennai is expected to witness a partly cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between 23 and 29 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have a mainly clear sky. The city recorded a minimum temperature of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 25 degrees. Srinagar and Jammu will have a mainly clear sky. Leh, Gilgit are also likely to witness a mainly clear sky. Visakhapatnam and Hyderabad will have a partly cloudy sky with haze. Bengaluru, Thiruvananthapuram and Puducherry will have a partly cloudy sky. Guwahati, Aizawl and Agartala had fog in the morning. Imphal, Shillong, Kohima, Itanagar and Gangtok will have a mainly clear sky. Agartala had fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Omicron cases soar in India, reports a Pioneer. The paper adds that the government has warned against non-essential travel. Business Standard quote the Niti Aayog member Health, V.K. Paul, as saying that India could see 14 lakh cases daily if there is Europe-like surge. Hindustan Times writes, vaccinating everyone is the government's priority over boosters. Captain BJP stitch alliance after 7 round of talks, reports a Pioneer. Hawkish stance of central banks and COVID worries rattle market, says Business Standard. The Hindu Business Line reports CCI suspends Amazon's 2019 deal with Future Group and slaps ₹202 crore penalty on Amazon. The Indian Express writes, FM pulls up intra-ministries for sluggish capex, says public spending key to recovery. The Economic Times reports that RBI is in favor of a complete ban on cryptocurrencies. The Hindu report that Tamil Thai Varthu declared Tamil Nadu state song. The paper adds that it will be mandatory for all to rise when played. And finally, the Pioneer reports that North Koreans have been banned from laughing for 10 days to mark the 10th anniversary of former Supreme Leader Kim Jong-il. That's one that you can have a good laugh about.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lay foundation stone of Ganga Expressway in Shah, Jahapur, Uttar Pradesh today. Government to set up certified multimodal logistics parks in the country at a cost of 50,000 crore rupees. Third India Central Asia Dialogue to begin today in New Delhi. Government advises people to avoid non-essential travel and mass gatherings as Omicron cases rise to 101 in the country. WHO approves emergency use listing for Serum Institute of India's manufactured Covovax. Schools in Delhi to reopen for class 6 onwards from today. Captain Amrinder Singh announces alliance with BJP to contest Punjab Assembly polls. India beat Pakistan 3-1 in Men's Hockey Asian Championships Trophy 2021 in Dhaka. And Indian shuttlers Kidambi Srikanth and Lakshya Sen storm into semi-finals of men's singles at World Badminton Championships in Spain. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.